afternoon, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. My name's Priscilla, and this is my buddy Heather. How are you
Hi,
today, Heather?
I'm good. I was listening to because it plays on my computer. I never get tired of hearing her, but that's probably just because she's my daughter. But
I
I
don't
never get
think so. I love our intro.
yeah.
I really do. I love hearing it. And I'm actually dancing in the background that nobody can see, but I'm kind of swaying with the music. I never get tired of it.
I
She
know
has such
I
a
do on
gorgeous
my chair.
voice.
I just never get tired. It's so great.
Me neither. So, how's the weather in Denver? I know you got 12 inches the other day.
Um, I could go out with a sweater. Actually,
Oh,
I
that's
went
nice.
out barefoot today because the Amazon person said I can't get in. Well, I went outside. He wasn't at my building. He was at the next door building.
Well, no wonder he couldn't
You're at
get
the
in.
wrong building because I walked over there to find him. Of
Right.
course, it doesn't work if I push the buzzer to let you in.
Not if you're standing at the wrong door.
Mhm.
Oh, well.
But it
Well,
wasn't
we ordered
cold or
groceries
anything.
yesterday. We
Hmm?
ordered groceries yesterday, and
Cool.
they never came, and they never came, and they never came. And then Ron showed up at 5 o'clock, and he always comes in the back gate by the pool. They were there at the gate,
At the
at a
wrong
gate.
gate.
They weren't
I mean,
even
at
at
the
a
front
door.
door.
It was a door. It was a gate, not a door. So, but we had reordered them, so now we had double the order.
I've done
'Cause
that. They didn't deliver them on one of them. And so I called and they gave me a refund. And at the end of the day, she realized that those were my groceries, and she came back at the end of the day. So I got them at the beginning and the end, and I had double orders.
That's crazy. That's the first time it's ever happened to me here, but
Yeah,
okay. I've had that with meals delivered where they've done it weird places, but not the grocery store. They
yeah,
almost always got it right. Especially during COVID when we had them delivered all the time.
I know. I was going to say, and you told me to hold on to this card. I drew a card for today's show, and it's this one, and it's called the Beacon. And basically, I'm saying, and I'm thinking they're saying, "You're the beacon. Do the job."
I was thinking we are the beacons because we're the way showers. We are the
Right.
beacons, way showers
Exactly. You're right.
as Starseeds. Yeah, that's
Right.
how I read that card. That's a cool card. I like that
I like
because
that
we
card
are that
too.
way. That's who we
Yeah.
are. So I hope everybody got to see our last show on mystical experiences because I think if you did watch that, you would realize you've had more mystical experiences than you expect, than you remember. Because when Heather and I really started thinking about it and talking about it, we'd go, "Oh yeah,
Oh
remember da da da. Oh yeah, I remember da da da." And it was like we had a ton more than we ever.
yeah. We thought, oh, well, I haven't really had any mystical
That's
experience.
exactly
Oh
what I
yeah,
thought.
that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, we actually have them almost daily.
Yes, we do.
We really do. So if you guys haven't seen that show, please go back and watch it. It was a
Yeah.
great show.
It's funny because I keep saying thank you, and then I forget. Oh, that happened.
I know, right? So I hope you all, if you haven't seen that, go back and watch Mystical
Yeah.
Experiences. Hi, Miss Fatima. It's lovely to see you here today. Thank you for joining us
And
and our shining lights. Thank you for
mhm.
being here. We're going to talk about words matter, how words matter.
You
And
want
not
to?
only are we going to talk about it this week, but we're going to talk about it next week because as we were delving into it, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
There was a lot of information. It was good.
Wonderful information. So I think anyway. So
Anyway,
you've pulled cards for today,
yeah,
and let's see what you got.
we are the ones who are contacted, and we are contacting. So we're the ones in between. But sometimes our own knowledge gets in the way.
Our
That
3D
can't.
knowledge gets in the way of our 5D knowledge.
Yeah. And so even though our spirits are manifesting these contacts and helping us out, our humans aren't recognizing them because of our human
3D.
knowledge. But they said if you keep your vibrations up, even though you're not recognizing, you will return to going ahead and being the contact. You're no longer knocked out of the way.
When we surrender to or release and quit resisting.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice cards.
Yeah.
Well, those that are new here, please don't judge whatever we're talking about. Just take what resonates and leave the rest.
Exactly.
Heather and I were guided to start this YouTube channel to share our journey and experiences in the hope that it helps others on their spiritual path. So thank you all for being here and being part of our journey. And may we all learn and grow in love and compassion together. It certainly has been that way for our journey so far on YouTube.
Yes.
It's been delightful.
And we
So-
love you out there. Your energy is fantastic.
It is. And I always get chills when the chat room gets a talking and things are going on. I just love it. Thank you all. We love you so much for being here. Although we've always known it intuitively, science has confirmed the tremendous power our words have on ourselves, our communities, and the world. Words can literally shape the material world. You hear that? Words can shape the material world.
Just like we do.
All about intention.
Our reality. We shape it.
The words we speak not only reflect, but shape our thoughts, and our thoughts shape the physical structure of our brains. An NPR interview between host Ira Flatow and science writer Sharon Begley, Can Thoughts and Actions Change Our Brains? Revealed how findings in neuroplasticity suggest the way we think can not only change the structure of our brains, but even lead to the regrowth of brain cells, something once considered absolutely impossible. Words have power. Their meaning crystallizes perceptions that shape our beliefs, drive our behavior, and ultimately create our world. Hey, White Dragon, thank you for being here.
Hi.
No, I am back at my empty house, and I'm
Well empty. Yeah, you said a video. It's empty.
It's so empty, White Dragon. It's crazy. Hey, Jenny, nice to see you.
Did the garden survive?
The fairy garden is gone.
I figured it was. You probably sold most of that.
Everything, and even some of the things that were nailed down were sold. It was crazy. It was really crazy.
Okay. So words power. It arises from our emotional responses when we read, speak, or hear them. Just say the word fire. And if you do it at a barbecue or workplace, of course, if you do it in a theater, you're breaking the law. But other than that, unless there's really a fire, but it's going to get a reaction, and it's going to be completely different, but a powerful emotional and energetic reaction. Depends on who you are.
It depends on where you yell fire, what kind of reaction you're going to get.
Yeah. I remember in grade school, they were talking about a court case where somebody had yelled fire in a theater during a movie and caused a panic. And they were prosecuted.
As well, they should be.
Yes. So anyway, words are a container of power. So how are you using your words? They motivate or deflate thoughts, hopes, dreams, and actions. Words have the power to excite us or inspire us or elate us or sadden us or frighten us, anger, or give hope. Language is better. What you say is behavior. So whatever you say matters. It's kind of like justice matters. Well, your words matter.
I love it when he says that, Glenn Kirshner. Justice
matters. So anyway, it shapes your environment and your work and your life. There has been a lot of research into the power of words. A person's choice of language can affect not only how another person feels, but how they perceive events around them.
So true. Word use may even influence the experience of physical pain. Yikes. What people know about certain words, including when they're commonly used, also changes how people think about other words. Positive verbal affirmations can lift us up. Encouragement can improve physical performance. But words can also harm childhood or adult bullying, verbal abuse in domestic relationships, and even word choice by medical professionals can lead to emotional challenges. In a 2013 TED Talk, Does Language Bring Us Together or Pull Us Apart? Biologist Dr. Mark Pagel speaks of the potency of our words using a memorable phrase explaining that through language, we were able to implant our ideas into another's mind.
And how
We're
many of
able
us
to
have,
implant our ideas into another's mind.
how many of you are parents and have used that with your kids?
Absolutely.
Me.
I was thinking more the political
That too.
lies that you hear over and over.
Over. And even though you know they're lies, they're still hard not to believe.
Not when you hear them time after day after day after day, hour
Exactly.
after hour after
You think
hour.
they're true. The words that we use, how we use them, matter immensely because they shape the way we perceive the world and participate within it. To add to this understanding is the amplifying effect technology has on our words. We are inundated with words through text messages, status updates, and the endless carousel of advertisements and news stories on our phones and computers. But instead of being like us, where we inflect our voices, you just have words. And our language serves us instinctively and subconsciously as the marker of tribal identity, according to Peg. He goes on to say that when someone speaks, we place him or her in the world based on language or accent, essentially asking ourselves if the person is one of us or not.
We just have to think about that. That's really true. You
Mhm.
can tell what part of the country somebody's from, and you may have a preconceived idea of what that part of the country's like. And just because
Dialect.
of that
Mhm.
accent, you may or may not like them or want to. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when sharing a language, human beings can also be cooperative and even selfless. Ironically, however, our shared language, the very medium that allows connection and solidarity, can also corrode our communities and relationships when our words take on the hue of lies and destructive naming. Of course, words can also harm, they can dehumanize us, mar our dignity as children of God, and bridle our imaginations and callings. While we may have a right to say whatever is on our mind, the questions remain, should we? And what about when we speak words that unintentionally harm others? By calling back to mind a philosophical understanding of language, we realize that since the laws of language are rule governed, we don't get to decide what our words mean.
Nope. This implies that whether or not we intend to harm with our language does not matter if our language is indeed harmful. The rules of our
And they can
language,
be harmful to yourself or harmful to others.
exactly, exactly. And let's face it, we tend to believe the negative stuff. That's harmful.
Mhm.
The rules of our language determine what our words mean and how they affect others. These marks relate to the effect of our language. And it has, let me start that again. These marks relate to the effect our language has on our identity and physical, mental, and spiritual health. It all matters. If language directed at us is harmful, we bear these marks in the form of psychological distress, stunted growth, resentment, and even despair. A Psychology Today article, and it's called The Long-Lasting Pain of Childhood Verbal Abuse. And this explains how we respond more deeply and quickly to criticism than to praise. And the reason for this are because our brains are designed to pay more attention to threats, since its awareness of possible threats that tend to keep us alive.
Yeah, that fight or flight. We always
Mhm.
tend to focus on threats. That makes perfect sense. So we're having to break genetic patterns of basically millions of years.
Yeah.
No wonder it's so bloody hard. Therefore, harmful words have the same effect on the brain that physically threatening reality does. That makes sense? Your words, they're harmful, have just as much, can inflict just as much pain. Oh my God, that is just incredible. I'm going to read it
And
again. Therefore, harmful words have the same effect on the brain that physically threatening reality does. In the case of young children, the article cites studies that have found if children grow up in a hostile situation, as is the case with verbal abuse, the growth of key areas of their brain, the corpus callosum, hippocampus, and frontal cortex, are negatively affected. These words can leave literal physical marks on our bodies and our minds. It's incredible. I mean, I always thought that was true, but woo. However, if we're nurtured by encouraging, truthful, and respectful language that reflects our dignity as human beings, not only are we spared from the harms of damaging language, but our bodies take on the marks of peace, confidence, and health, just as they were designed to do.
Mhm. Words are extremely powerful tools that we can use to uplift our personality, energy, and improve our lives. Though we're often not conscious of the words we speak, read, or expose ourselves to. Even the words of others can easily affect our personal vibration. You hear somebody else arguing with somebody else, it affects you, even though
Absolutely.
you're not involved.
Yeah, because I remember that as a child growing up, my parents yelling at each other all the time. They fought
Yeah.
like cats and dogs, and it would bring me to tears, and I had nothing to do with it, but just hearing them fight as a small child, I
And
would,
where'd you spend your
run
time?
away crying.
You spend your time in your room?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Shut the door and spend
Close it out.
no wonder I still like to spend time in my room.
So,
Let me just put something up real quick. Jay says some words or phrases in some cultures are funny and cheeky, while it can be very offensive in others. Oh, absolutely. You have to be very careful in different cultures, in different languages. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
it
all
took me,
over the world, that can be a problem.
well, yeah, it took me a long time to figure out when David was joking.
Yeah.
I thought he was deadly serious all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but the Englishmen
Yeah,
were.
it's just that British
Mhm.
sarcasm and their sense, northern sarcasm and sense of humor. It takes you a
Yeah,
while to figure it out.
right. So
Anyway, go ahead.
spend a few minutes with a chronic complainer who uses all sorts of negative terms, and you'll feel your personality energy bottom out. You just go. And many people may feel like words affect them on the emotional level. Someone expressing kindness may make them feel good, while negativity may bring them down. More than likely will bring them down.
And Jenny says tone is powerful. It also has to do with the tone of your voice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. In a 2021 study found that verbal encouragement, specifically the words go, 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 and go as far as you can, improved performance on a balanced test for people experiencing chronic ankle instability. In other words, they were able to walk. And the words didn't improve performance for the control group of people without ankle instability.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Researchers propose that a psychological component, such as fear, may stop people from performing at their best while experiencing an injury, but encouraging words may help them overcome those fears. On the other hand, how many times a day do we throw our words away? We say things like, I hate my hair, I'm so stupid, I'm such a klutz. We never think that these words bring negative energy into our vibration and affect us on a physical level, but they absolutely do.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how Dr. Emoto's experience experiments were conducted with water. Why? Because sound vibration travels faster through water, 4 times faster than it does through open air.
Mhm.
Consider the fact that our body is over 70% water, and you'll begin to understand how quickly the vibration from negative words resonates in our cells.
Mhm. And some of us are in the habit of using the same negative words over and over again out of habit. You know, I don't say I'm a klutz. I do something klutzy and I say klutz. You know, same effect. Just
I would say
remember.
something like dumbass.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think that's my go-to. I have to learn to stop that.
The problem is that the more we hear, read, or speak a word or phrase, the more power it has over us. This is because the brain uses repetition to learn, searching for patterns and consistency as a way to make sense of the world around us. And after being burned a few times, we can understand that fire is not always hot. I mean, it is always hot. It's a fake fire, it's not, but that's why I said that. But it's always hot, so you stay away from it. You may not remember the exact end date of the Civil War, but odds are that you still know what 8 by 9 is because
8
you had,
times 9.
okay, thank you. 8 times 9 is because you had to repeat your multiplication tables over and over again.
What's 8
Drilling.
times 9? What's 8 times 9?
72.
See, you remember.
So,
Easy peasy. But I
drilling
do
into
not remember
your
when
conscience.
Civil
It's
War
like
ended.
a record. They've made the grooves really dark.
Yeah, that's the whole point, isn't it?
Mhm. So we've all experienced having a song stuck in our head all day long. And try as we might, you just can't get it out of your head.
I always think that's a message from spirit.
Mhm. Repetition is the most powerful tool to imprint something into our minds and keep it there.
And it doesn't
Try
even
that again.
matter. It doesn't even matter if it's true or not.
Right. Repetition is the most powerful tool to imprint something into our minds and keep it there. I mean, how many times did we say the multiplication tables?
I know, a long time. Long time. This is particular concern when we consider a phenomenon called the illusion of truth effect. It basically proves that any statement we read, see, or speak regularly is seen as more valid than one we're exposed to only occasionally. Very relevant in the 2016 election due to outside influences on social media. I'll just leave that there. Amazingly, it makes no difference whether the information is true or false. The only thing that matters is how we're exposed to it. And the same goes for pictures, which are just thoughts and ideas concentrated into an image. Repetition increases our mental validation of anything we're exposed to, which is why it works so well in political propaganda.
Yep.
Amen.
It works in everything else. You practice the piano, so you get used to seeing the notes mean that key,
Yeah.
or any
Practice,
instrument.
practice. So you really have to be careful. I'm thinking even just regular TV and their advertisements. You see this advertisement. You need this, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. You're not good enough unless you have this. You're not good enough if you don't have this. Repeat it to you all the time, just in commercial on the
If you
television.
want to have friends, do this.
You've got to do this. Yeah.
Yeah. So our environment shapes us, and words are a significant part of our environment.
Yes, they are.
Yes. I mean, we don't communicate through our heads. Words, that's it.
Words are spells.
If you want positive change in our lives, we need to watch the words around us. Not just the ones we speak to ourselves, but what words are people using around us, speaking to us? I mean, when you hear somebody else fight, it affects you.
Yeah.
So what are we reading or listening to on social media? What are we watching and listening to on TV or in the movies? If we're not fully conscious of what we're exposing ourselves to, consistency will beat truth every time.
Consistency will be truth.
Mhm.
That's why Fox News is the way it has gotten away with it for so long. That's why people believe what they hear, because lie after lie after lie after lie after day after day, hour after hour, day after day, month after month, year after year.
Same lies, same lies. Same
Wow. But I mean, that would be true of any news program right now, because they're
or
all
anybody.
one way.
I mean, if there's a con person around, he's going to repeat or she's going to repeat the lie, and you're going to believe it eventually.
Yeah, it's really kind of scary. I'm glad I turned off my TV.
Yeah, me too. Mine's hardly on.
Yeah, I'm really glad. I haven't watched regular TV in several years, 4 years now?
And
And
even
the
when you're
news, and
watching
probably
the
the
other,
news we haven't watched in 3 years.
yeah,
And I was watching, what's the news program on YouTube?
there
Midas
are a lot.
Touch, but I can't even watch them anymore.
You have
5
to
minutes
watch.
of them and I'm crazy too, so I don't even
Mhm.
watch that kind of news. So, did anybody in the chat have anything to add?
I
Do
had two more.
I'm sorry, what?
I had two more
Lines?
lines.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
That's okay. We just got to talking. It's fine. So you need to, consider how many times you falsely called yourself stupid or untalented or ugly or goof off or whatever, anything. How many times have you called yourself that? And you begin to understand how your internal propaganda shapes a false self-image.
Isn't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
So,
So we will be diving deeper next week.
yeah, next week we're going to go into, I think, ways to not let it affect you and how to use words more purposefully and mindfully. So, yeah, next week we're going to do it again, but just do a deeper dive, because there was so much we couldn't get to in this one
Yeah, this
particular
is just like
show.
an intro.
Yeah, this is pretty much an intro. So let me put up some things that the chat room has to say. White Dragon says, I always try to tell the truth. It has gotten me into trouble. My wife says I have no filters. White Dragon, I'm kind of like that too. I'm known for being direct
Frank.
and frank. Who's Frank? I don't know Frank. And then Jay says, I think the media programs us through the repetition of whatever they want us to believe. Oh, absolutely. It doesn't matter whether it's a 30-minute sitcom or a commercial, a movie. And I still think they put a lot of subliminal stuff, even though it's illegal. I still think they do it.
Well, think about it. When we were growing up, things like those were the days. What is it? Anyway, there was Archie Bunker. He was perfectly fine, and everybody loved watching him. But if you watch him now, you can see how prejudiced he
What a
is.
misogynistic asshole he was.
Exactly. Because we've been
It's
more
true.
educated.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of shows like that.
Oh, yeah. A ton of them like that. Okay, and then White Dragon says, I watch movies and YouTube. I stay away from news, especially election crap. Absolutely. I'm
Absolutely.
with
You can't believe anything from anybody.
you.
Make up your own mind.
Our shining lights, a wise man told me to be careful what nicknames we call our children, as it will stay with them. As a baby, I would say, ooh, smelly Ellie. And she is the only one who suffers from my odor problem. Oh my goodness, poor Ellie. Well, I learned that with dogs. My sister told me that about dogs after I had named a dog Shoo Shoo. Well, it was spelled Choix, but that dog didn't take it like that. She ate every shoe that she would come across. It was, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, the only thing good about Xena is she's not a warrior princess. She's a lover. There isn't a person that's her enemy.
Then our shining light says, my eldest was called Einstein or Big Head. He will quite happily tell you how brainy he is. I love that. Advertising. Ooh. Advertising, it is the heart of sales pitches. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's another one. My second oldest boy was the naughty one. He still is, and my eldest girls were always told to stop hiding behind people. She is very shy. Isn't that interesting? Let's see. After a while, I need a Paw Patrol protection force just from watching cartoons with my nephew after a while. Subliminal messages is all over kids' cartoons. Oh my
yeah.
God, do you remember watching Saturday? And Jenny, this is the best line of all. Change your words and you change your life. It is so true. And because it's also about intention and the intention that you put into changing your words, you change your life. I love that.
Exactly.
But back to Saturday morning cartoons. I can remember my daughter, who's 52 now, when she was a little girl, I hated her watching the cartoons on Saturday morning because she would come away and want this food to eat, this toy to play with, blah, 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 on and ad infinitum. It was ridiculous. And I'm sure it hasn't changed much. I'm sure it's just like that now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it just shows you how influenced we can be by words on media. Hi, Lark Kemper. Thank you for being here. Well, let me say that our next show is Saturday, and Terry Suzuki is going to be here with more Terry's Tales.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, Valerie is going to be here for Illumination Portal, talking about the full moon, which is actually a bit more complicated. That it's an eclipse at the South Node in Pisces or something. I don't understand what all that means, but I'm sure Miss Valerie will explain to us the importance of it all. So how would everybody like to have their cards read? Right? You got some cards? I can pull one card. I have a new deck. I don't know anything about it yet. I opened it this morning. It's called Between Worlds. It looks really fascinating.
Cool.
And the cards are beautiful.
And they show up well.
And maybe they'll even show up. Wouldn't that be fantastic? And then next week, we're going to go ahead and talk about Words Matter again, part 2, because there's so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me put this down. I am literally sitting in my bedroom on one of those chairs you take to a game or take outdoors with 2 pillows on it. I have a TV tray table in front of me with my yoga pillow on top of it, and my computer's on top of the yoga pillow. And the wall where my dresser used to be is behind me. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Majestic Oracle. Lucky Charms.
I never liked those kind of cereals.
Me neither. I liked
Boring
Life. I liked Life, Grape Nuts, and Shredded Wheat.
Shredded Wheat, Life, Cheerios.
Oh, and Grape Nuts.
Yeah, love Grape Nuts. But if I'm not going to have milk, I like Frosted Flakes, just straight out of the box.
Oh, yeah, you can eat those by the handful. Okay, for cards, I have our Shining Light, White Dragon, and Lark.
Righty.
Okay, I'm just going to pull one because I don't want to try 3 yet.
That's all right.
Kind of complicated things. Our Shining Light is in UK. Hey, that's cool. I used to live in Derbyshire. White Dragon, I'm a Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. Not Captain Crunch is okay, but I love the Crunch Berries. Where do you live, Shining Lights? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we lived in Chinley in Derbyshire, and before that, we lived in Cheadle near Manchester. My husband was British. Oh, Milton Keynes, sure. I have some friends that live there. Awesome. I love it. Somebody from the UK. I miss the UK. I took Heather there in 2017, and she got to see a lot of the UK and places that I'd lived in the UK. It was pretty neat.
And I went to a soccer game.
A Manchester City game. Oh, I mean, Manchester United game. Who
Absolutely.
was nuts about that?
Still am. I'd go again.
So funny. Okay, let's see who's first. Anybody else want cards that hadn't said so? Let me know. But I gotta, let me come over here. Shining lights first.
Okay. Shining light. Drew 2. Okay, so you got 4 cards.
Football, she says, not soccer. That's true. I haven't heard it called football for a while.
Okay, football, yes. Football
Yes,
over there, soccer
absolutely.
over here.
That's cute. Okay. I'm going to read the book out loud because, like I said, I don't know this deck, but it's so cool. If I can
When you
find
go first, while I figure these out.
well, just remember how I had trouble finding where the words were. Okay. I got departure. Okay, let me see if hello. Can you Can you see that? It's a crow. It's 2 crows actually. Oh my God, I'm so
You disappeared. There you go. Brent, you come
Okay.
forward.
in the bottom. Oh, you can't see the whole thing.
I can't even see you. There you are.
Okay. Anyway, it says closure, deeper callings, retirement, moving on. What feels heavy that doesn't have to. You might be leaving behind a difficult situation or ready to shed old patterns of behavior. It takes tremendous self-love to choose a different, more unknown road. But this is a card for both exit and entry, for going both outward and inward. Can you heed the deeper callings that draw you forward? Ooh, I love that card. That's fun. What are you getting?
Well, I was drawing just one card, so I had 3, but when I drew the third one, I had 4. So basically, you are a healer. You may not think you are, but you are. And this is the Fairy Oracle deck. But anyway, you do have the capability to heal, and you know how, whether you believe it or not. And there is a tree fairy that helps you with those. When you come across a situation that you need to help somebody or even yourself, the tree fairy is there to help. But one of the things, these 2 cards came together. And this one here says, well, wait a minute, let me get you where I can see it. Okay. It's because it's green, all green through here and green screen. But anyway, this is the wisdom card. And I believe, according to this card, you've been told that you're wise beyond your years. This has been told to you before. And it really shows up in the wintertime. And you begin to really think about things during the winter because you're not so busy outside doing other things. But using your wisdom, you do manifest things during the winter. But those 2 came together. So I think that they're saying, yeah, you're right. You are
She's a
wise.
tree hugger, so she's into it with the elementals. So that fairy deck is perfect for her, I think.
Yeah. And you do have a tree tree wisdom. So you actually have 2 different wisdom cards. So you really do know what you're talking about if you stand up for what.
See, she says I'm a tree hugger. I love it.
Well, that makes sense.
And then even as a kid, I felt older.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Let's see who's next. I think it's Mr. White Dragon. I got to watch your show with Dr. Gale about the Athena.
Yeah.
I saw your picture this morning, and I haven't had a chance to look at it, but you guys go watch it on Dr. Gale's channel. It's about it's basically a tour of the Athena, isn't it, White Dragon? Okay. This is such a pretty deck.
Yeah. Well, I know I picked all these other decks and everything. No, 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 no.
Oh, there's going to be another one after that. Cool. Valley of the Quest. Awesome looking card. Oh, come on. Don't make me disappear.
It helps when you're in your studio.
Oh, this is just horrible without a green screen. But there's nothing I can do about it. Valley of the Quest. So I'm going to have to look that up. Interesting. Okay. Cannot find it. This is crazy.
Are you ready?
You go ahead. No.
Okay. They were saying, think of when you're by yourself in solitude. Again, it's more green than anything else. You need to think of it as meaning all one and being in harmony with everything. So when you're by yourself, just think about being in all by yourself and being part of everything. Because those things, the treasures that are the most important, wait silently for you during your quiet times. That's when you realize them. That's when you think about them. Because daily life gets in the way. So don't be afraid to take those signs. They also said, whether or not you believe it, you are a healer. And I know you've said you're not, but you are.
Of course he is.
Yes. And it said, when you want to manifest something, write it down on paper. Be specific. Don't just think in your head, I want this. Write it down on a piece of paper so you can make sure that everything's there that you want. Okay? But yeah, but you really benefit from your solitude.
He says, I don't like alone or nighttime. He says, I don't know if he's laughing about that, if that's true or not. I have no idea. So I got the Valley of the Quest, and the hero's journey begins here in the Valley of the Quest. This is a trailhead, the call to adventure, an opportunity to effect a change in the world. What's out there may feel new and unfamiliar, but there is an intense feeling of purpose. This valley presents a time for opening to possibility, a time to balance the will to act with trust in what may want to unfold organically. This card may refer to shedding skins, new contracts, travel, and occupying more public spaces. Interesting. I don't know what that meant.
I was going to say, as far as alone time goes, that's when you're meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Okay, who's next? Lark.
All right.
Always nice to see you here, Lark, bringing your loving energy. I'm a movie watcher on YouTube. Well, I watch a lot of YouTube too, White Dragon.
Yeah.
I just watched a movie series that Guy Ritchie did. And it's set in England. And a guy from the military comes home. His father's died, and he's now like the Earl of whatever, or Lord of something. And he finds out they've been growing pot underneath the ground on part of his property. And he gets involved with all this crazy crookedness going on. It's so well worth watching. I think it was a Netflix special, but type in Guy Ritchie. It was really good. It's about 10 episodes, I think. But it was really amazing. Guy Ritchie is an incredible director, and I don't know if you wrote it as well or not. Are you ready?
Yeah, whenever.
Go ahead.
Well, the first card that I drew was friendship. And I think for some reason or other is coming through that this is at work. You need to find out those people that are your friends and go with them. I do not know why all 3 times the healing card has come out. So I don't know if you all need healing or you all are being told you are healers, go ahead and do it. I don't know, but every single person has had the healing card.
They have.
Yeah. And then they were talking about new beginnings. And so they were saying, treat your ideas as if they're a baby. You're going to, nurture it, bring it along. Again, I get the feeling it has to do with work, and you're going to do it with your friends.
Interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. The Gentleman, that's the name of the program. Thank you, Shining Lights. Yeah, The Gentleman is the name of it. It's on Netflix. And it is really intense and funny at the same time. And yes, Chaley, I got you down. And White Dragon likes to watch those crazy guys who build shelters in the woods underground. Me too. Or those shorts or whatever. And I've seen women as well as men do them, and they're absolutely fascinating how to survive in the forest or whatever.
Well, it reminds me of Kansas because there's hills in Kansas. You would be surprised how many houses are built into the side of the wall of the hill. All you have is the front of the house. All the rest of it is back underneath the hill somewhere.
Yeah. Well, this shows real basic places, these videos he's talking about, made with mud and straw, leaves and the wood, whatever's available in the forest or wherever they are. It's fascinating. They're very addictive to watch.
Natural resources.
Back to poor Lark. I'm sorry, Lark. Did you get yours for Lark?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got Universal Mind, which is I thought was oh God, there you go. Come on. One more time. Give it to me. Okay.
You only focus on one thing.
It's like this dark part is the head and neck. There you go. Kinda. There you go. That's it. Okay. Intellectual forces, embedded structures, and outlook. The universal mind, or consciousness, is unlimited power to draw from. It is the collective past, future, and present, all ideas and knowledge at once. This card is a reminder and an invitation that which is available to you. The, what do you call it? The field. It is also a direct call to observe the state and landscape of your own mind. What is the texture of your thought? Can you let go of doubts, dogmas, and burdens that no longer serve you? Settle the surface of the lake and tap the deeper wisdom below. It's like the Akashic Records is in the what field? The quantum field. That's what I was trying to say. It's all about the quantum field, and everything is available to us in the quantum field, which I think is pretty cool. And then Shaylee would like a message. You betcha. I hope that made sense, Lark. I don't remember.
It goes along with mine and his ideas.
Good. As I had totally gotten off. He says, awesome, ladies. Thank you. You couldn't answer right away. I'm driving. Be careful. Do not text and drive. Please, please, please. Okay. I'm using this new Between Worlds deck, so I'm only pulling one card instead of the usual 3 because this deck is very different, and I haven't learned how to read the different.
It's a new deck for you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's very different.
Wow.
Contentment.
Okay, well, the first card I got is Magical Blessings.
That's sweet.
Mm-hmm. And it says that, and I don't know if you're going through anything, or you probably are, most of us do. Whatever you're going through, the magical fairies are blessing you and helping you through them. And they were saying to listen to the music because there may be messages in there for you. So, like if you're driving or if you're doing something else, listen to the music. And all of this stuff has some dealing with a transformation for you. In other words, you're growing and it's okay. And it's not even okay, it's great, you know. So go ahead and surrender to that transformation. It's what you're supposed to go to. Okay. And it's for your highest good. So embrace it. And remember, there are messages in the music for you, and the fairies are always here helping you. Magic.
That's lovely. I got contentment. If you realize that you have enough, you are truly rich. The Tao Te Ching, verse 33. Can you feel at home in yourself and the world? This is natural wealth. For the unsatisfied mind, the object of desire will never be enough. Set yourself free, make good with your experience of things just as they are, with yourself just as you are. Oh, I think that's beautiful. Contentment. And here's the card, even if you probably won't be able to see it.
Well, we did for a short time.
I guess it's because I don't know why it won't.
I think it can only focus on one thing. So if it's a card, it's not you. Really weird.
It's infuriating. Sorry you can't see the card, Shaylee. Oh, interesting. She says, so very true. My faith is being tested more than ever. I haven't been able to find work or pay rent since October. Oh my God, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. You guys out there, send Shaylee, please, love and abundance.
Yes, please do.
Any healing that she needs in the area of finance, surround her in that energy. And bless you, Shaylee. I hope something turns around.
Me too.
Priscilla, don't use the cloak of invisibility. Why? When was I going to use it? Oh, during this. Duh. My cloak of invisibility is being a problem. Okay, Mousie's next. If possible, would like a reading, please. You betcha. Yes, my cloak of invisibility was definitely a problem today.
Yeah, give it back
It's
to
not
you.
having a green screen behind me. That's the problem. Productivity.
Good
Why
deal.
is that showing?
I don't know, but it's pretty. It wouldn't show if I was holding it up because it's green.
Nope. Said it and then it quit. Okay, let's see what it says about productivity. These are all separated into different sections, and I'm just kind of different. It won't be in these. There we go. Process, projects, and purpose. Maybe you can see it better, the card there. Whoops. Kinda. See what the card looked like.
Actually, we can see that card real well.
If you want to get something done, set an intention. This card heralds important work, but also the mess of being inside it. Can you balance a plan with a flexibility for what's happening in the moment? Organize, listen, iterate, adapt. Still, things rarely go as planned. Can you bring a care and presence to the act of work itself to be whatever it is? I love that. To be whatever it is. And that's my card.
Okay, I have three, and the first one is wisdom. It says that you are definitely can't see it. It's green. Anyway, it says that you are older than your years as far as wisdom goes, and Don't be afraid to use it when you meet that challenge. You may be under a challenge now, but they're also saying use your friends to help you, get their support. And they're also telling you, ask the angels. It's time to ask them to help you. So between your friends and the angels, whatever this challenge is, with your wisdom, you should be able to conquer it. Okay?
Nice. Very nice. Okay, you guys, I think that was the last of the readings. And let me get my iPad so I can tell. I thought the chair was going to fall over. Oh my God. It's crazy.
Well, you're kind of playing it by ear. What else can you do?
Exactly. I have to wait for it to load. It's funny.
Just a second.
Okay.
I'll get one card for
So Saturday we have Terry's Tales. That's Terry Suzuki from Kigaru Spiritual Journey. She's going to be here with Terry's Tales. I can't wait. It's been a while. And then Sunday, Valerie will be here and talking about the full moon. And then Tuesday, we'll do another one on Words Matter. We'll just do a continuation of today's show, but we're going to delve a lot deeper into it because there was just too much for one show. So I hope you enjoyed today's show.
I drew one card for the collective. Today has been such serious talking. So they're saying, let your inner child out. Go do something silly and fun, but keep safe. But go do something that is fun to do.
Oh, I'm going to go to do the Duval Crawl tonight. We're having dinner at Lottie Da with Jeffrey. And then we're going to do Lottie Da.
Lottie Da. Oh, great. I'll say hello to everybody.
And then we'll do the Duval Crawl after dinner.
Cool.
I love that.
Cool.
Now the Duval Crawl is different for the Duval Crawl is different for Crone's. Truly the Duval Crawl is going from bar to bar. But for us, it's driving down Duval with the windows down and music blaring and watching all the tourists.
And saying hi.
But it's fun. Yeah, we always have to say hi. In fact, one night we were doing it in the golf cart and somebody jumped on, a tourist jumped on behind us, jumped on the back of the golf cart and was talking
to Heather.
To ride. Yeah, they wanted to ride down the street. So they chatted with us. And then we
got off at the next bar.
Their friends were behind in their golf cart. It was funny. It's crazy. Anyway.
There are very friendly people down there.
Yes,
especially if they're enjoying themselves.
Exactly. And it's spring break, so everybody's enjoying themselves.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. I hope you'll join us next Saturday and Sunday and Tuesday. We're always on at 3 p.m. Eastern. We try to be pretty consistent between Tuesdays and Saturdays. And I hope you're enjoying what we present. And if you want to know more about anything, drop us a line. Our email is in the description of each video. And drop us a line and tell us what you'd like to see on the channel if you have ideas. We'd love to hear them.
We'll research.
I guess until next time, go out and share your love.
And have fun.
And have fun. And
take care of you.
Time loving yourself.
Exactly.
And until next time, we love you and thank you. And we'll see you. Bye-bye.